I have Captain Coma number 5 in my bag, and it's worth more than both our lives.
Hello drivers! Another day, another Driver San Francisco video to celebrate its release anniversary. The first day I talked about the driver book, which was not that common, and today it's also about reading, but the subject should be more familiar to you, the driver comic book. Indeed, unlike Driver Nemesis, which was released almost anonymously, the comic book was a part of the game collector's edition, so many more of you should be aware of its existence. It has also a very important purpose because it tells the event that took place after the end of Driver 3 and until the beginning of Driver San Francisco, so it connects the two video games which are 7 years apart. Jericho has escaped Istanbul and returned to the United States, set up a criminal organization in Los Angeles, and Tanner, who survived the shot in the back, goes undercover 2 years later in an attempt to put Jericho behind bars. The story does have a grittier mood, closer to Driver 3 than Driver San Francisco in that matter, as Tanner will stop at nothing to succeed in his mission. Like Driver Nemesis, the comic book leaves room for exploring Tanner's mind, fueled by revenge more than the video game could have done. And I like how far they have gone in that direction, even though that tone wasn't used in Driver San Francisco. I also like the fact that the cover isn't the same as the video game, while being very similar and recognizable, so it gives the comic book a distinctive identity, unlike Driver Nemesis. It was made by Jock, a talented comic book artist who has worked on many different series, including Judge Dredd, and who also worked on Judge Dredd as a freelance before going to Reflection a long time ago, Jack Cuvella himself, so everything is connected. Jock is also a big fan of the first Driver game, so I guess he liked Driver San Francisco as well, which aimed to go back to the roots of the franchise.
The first Driver I played to death, and I thought it was a great game. I thought it was really playable. And as I say, they're harking back to the first game with this one, and that's great. I thought that first game was great.
Of course, since we are talking about Driver, things are never simple, and there are many versions of the comic book, even if it's a single shot. First, we have issue 0, titled The Pursuit of Nothingness, which was given at San Diego Comic-Con 2010 as a sample of what was to expect for the comic, but also the video game with only a few pages of the real comic and the rest on characters' bio and information on the video game. It shows the comic was ready in 2010, but as a result of the video game delay, it was also postponed in 2011. Then you have the issue 1 from the collector's edition titled Crossing the Line, coming in a smaller size to fit the collector pack. This edition contains the full story of this one-shot, but it lacks the characters and video game storyboards display at its end. It is also the only version available in a language other than English. I know for sure that it got a French translation. I'm not sure what other languages are, so if you have the collector's edition, please check the comic and tell me what language they are in. Finally, the issue 1 was also put in store by DC Comics in October 2011 for $3. The size is the same as issue 1, The Pursuit of Nothingness, the regular size of a comic book, but with a lot of ads and a different, sloppier paper quality than issue 0 or the collector edition version. And that's not all, DC Comics also released a red cover version of the comics, with only the cover being colored differently, and I frankly have no idea why they did that, but we can really say that it is the Red River version of the comic book. So in my opinion, it was a good idea to make a Driver comic book, as the series is already story driven and easily converts to that format. But being a one-shot without sequels didn't allow the comic book to fully achieve its goal to connect Driver 3 and Driver San Francisco, and in the end the canon link was dropped by the introduction of the video game, but that will be for another video. Big thanks to John Paul for giving me the comic books, I hope you're doing well, and big thanks to my Red River for supporting the channel, Driver Dimension, French Contact, Neuroscenes, Big Tank 09 YouTube and the SkyCC TV. And don't forget to enter the giveaway on Twitter to maybe win a copy of Driver San Francisco on PC and join us in our intense online sessions. See you soon, drivers!